In this video, I'll be drawing a badass kilt-wearing Scottish Terrier who's rocking the bagpipes. I'll also be discussing a few tips on how to keep yourself from becoming overwhelmed by your side business. Hey guys, Craig here. Hope everybody's doing well. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name's Craig Babin, and I'm on a mission to turn my part-time drawing hobby into a full-time income. And I'm hoping to inspire as many of you as possible to do the exact same thing. So if you have a part-time hobby that you want to monetize, then hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be posting some really useful stuff on this channel that you are not going to want to miss. That being said, let's get to drawing. This isn't the video that I had originally planned on releasing at this time. I was actually working on a very detailed tutorial video, but the process of creating that video was getting a little overwhelming. So I decided to push that video back by a couple of weeks and do this video instead, because these videos are much easier and less stressful to make than tutorial videos are. When deciding on a topic to discuss in this video, it just seemed right to talk about the very thing that caused me to record this video in the first place: stress. When I got to thinking about it, I realized that many of you who follow my channel are actually on the same journey as I am, so it's only natural that you would also be experiencing some of the same obstacles that I am. Since I was forcing myself to reevaluate my own approach to creating a profitable side business, I thought it only fitting that I should pass on to all of you some of the tips that I've been using to make my life just a little less stressful. I think the reason my side business started to get a little overwhelming is because when I first decided to start this business, I had it all planned out in a way that I was sure I could handle on a part-time basis. I was going to start a YouTube channel that chronicled my artistic journey in the hopes that it would help and inspire other people to do the same thing as I was. I was also going to start a little graphic t-shirt store where I would sell some of my designs, as a way to add a few extra dollars to my income every month. And while I'm on the topic, if you want to support my channel, be sure and check out the new merch in my Etsy store. You can find a link to my store in the description below. Okay, where was I? Oh, and then my final plan was to create children's picture books and coloring books that I would sell through KDP on Amazon. My initial plan was to start by creating a few low-content books just so that I could show my YouTube channel audience how to do it. But once those tutorial videos had been uploaded to my channel, my intention was to just focus purely on the multiple children's storybooks that I had already written and had yet to illustrate. So I had it all planned out. A little income from YouTube monetization, a little income from Etsy t-shirts and hoodies, and finally a little income from children's books. And that was pretty much my whole plan. But the problem is, you don't know what you don't know. I would have had no problem operating my little side business just the way I'd laid it out. But once I started getting a little bit of success, quite a few more opportunities opened up to me. Opportunities to make money that I didn't even know existed. So now I started thinking, well, my original plan was good, but if I could figure out a way to incorporate all of these new opportunities into my original plan, then my new plan would be great. And that's when I jumped on the expressway to Overwhelm City. Once you start looking at all of these other opportunities to help further your side business, you quickly realize that your little 2 or 3 hour per day side hustle would run a lot smoother if you could just commit another 5 or 6 hours per day to it. So I think my first tip to keep from becoming overwhelmed by your side business is to keep reminding yourself that this business is a long game. It's not a get-rich-quick opportunity. So don't be in a rush to do everything all at once. If you're just starting your side business, I can promise you that your business is going to grow in ways that you can't even imagine right now. All you need to focus on for the first year is laying down the foundation of your business. There's no reason to focus your attention on building a roof when you haven't even built the walls yet. Those other opportunities will still be there down the road. So when you're just getting started, just focus your attention on laying down the foundation of your original plan. Once that's in place, you'll be able to incorporate many of those other opportunities into your business plan with much less stress. My second tip to help alleviate some of the overwhelm is to write stuff down. When you're just starting a new side business, there's so much to learn, and trying to retain all of this information can become very overwhelming. The main reason people get overwhelmed and suffer from anxiety is because their brains are working too hard. There's just too much information in there. A perfect analogy for this is when you try to download the latest 3D animation software onto an old computer. I actually did this when I first launched my 3D animation company about 15 years ago. My computer was so overwhelmed, it actually took about 40 seconds just to open a folder on my desktop. And our brains are no different. If you put too much information in there, before you know it, you're having panic attacks. One of the things that I started doing many years ago was carrying around a little black book with me. It's just a tiny pocket-sized notebook for writing down ideas. When a good idea comes to me, I immediately write it down and then forget about it, and immediately go back to working on whatever I was previously working on. Then, once in a while, when I find myself with some spare time, I'll flip through the book and highlight one or two of the things that I want to start working on. Developing this habit will alleviate so much stress from your life. Trust me. Now, my third tip may seem a little counterintuitive, but it actually does help. And the tip is to always have multiple projects on the go at the same time. Now, the key to making this tip work is to make sure that none of the projects I just mentioned actually have set deadlines. In other words, they get done when they get done. One of the biggest causes of stress is creative block. If you're really good at one thing and that's all you do for a living, becoming creatively blocked can be immensely stressful psychologically. That's why there's so much burnout in the gaming and animation industries. Forcing yourself to be creative for 10 to 12 hours a day for months at a time can have massive repercussions on your mental health. This is the main reason why in my video on creating a master plan for a passive income that I recommend that you create multiple streams of income. It's not just to make more money, it's also to keep you from going crazy. If in addition to your hobby, you also have a YouTube channel to promote that hobby, a print-on-demand apparel store like Etsy or Spring to sell merchandise that pertains to your hobby, as well as a KDP book business that sells low-content books specific to your hobby, then you're going to require quite a few different skills to be able to complete all of the tasks that are required to maintain all of those businesses. And having to perform all of those different tasks is actually what's going to keep you from becoming overwhelmed by any one specific task. Let's say your hobby is painting, and for whatever reason you just don't feel like painting. If you have all of the aforementioned side businesses going on at the same time, and you don't feel like painting one day, there are plenty of other things you can be working on that will still be moving your overall business plan forward. If you don't feel like painting, then try writing the narration for your next video. Spend some time creating thumbnails. Search the internet for useful B-roll footage for your YouTube videos. Try writing down some graphic t-shirt ideas. Edit some video or shoot some video. Create some social media content for Instagram or Facebook. There are so many other things that you could be doing other than painting that would still be moving your business in the right direction. And having those other tasks to jump on at a moment's notice will pretty much make creative block a thing of the past, which will take an immense amount of pressure off of you. My fourth tip is to remember to celebrate the small victories. As I said at the beginning of this video, building a side business is a long journey. If you wait until your business is well established and profitable to celebrate your success, then this journey is going to be a very long and miserable road for you. So remember to give yourself attainable goals and to reward yourself when you reach them. Now, when I say reward yourself, I don't mean go out and spend a whole bunch of money that you don't have. I simply mean that if there are things that you enjoy doing, but sometimes you sacrifice those activities so that you can work on your side business, when you achieve a small milestone, reward yourself by doing one of those activities. If you like watching movies, every time you put out a new product, give yourself a movie night. If you like to order takeout or go to restaurants, indulge every time you upload a new video to your YouTube channel. You'll be amazed at just how much all of those little rewards will keep you motivated when things start getting tough. Okay, and my final tip is to take a moment every now and then to step back and appreciate everything you've accomplished so far. When I think back to the beginning of my journey, when I first had the idea to turn my part-time drawing hobby into a full-time income, I had so much enthusiasm, and I was so excited and so motivated to get started. And every little thing that I did back in those days, like creating my YouTube channel header or my first thumbnail, or even just setting up my Facebook business page, it all got me so fired up and made me feel like I was doing something with purpose. And the funny thing is, I hadn't really achieved anything yet. Now fast forward 10 months, where I have an established YouTube channel with 20 videos and over 500 subscribers, I've made hundreds of dollars on low content books, and I've even made a couple $100s selling my graphic apparel. And yet some days, I feel far less enthusiastic than I was back in the beginning of my journey when I hadn't accomplished anything. I think as humans, we have a tendency when we're trying to get something done to put blinders on ourselves so that we only see the next hurdle. And when we do occasionally look up to see where we are, we only look forward to the big picture, which seems so far away. Our peripheral vision remains completely blocked by the blinders we're wearing. It's for that reason that I think it's extremely important that we step back every now and then to take a good look at everything we've accomplished so far. Doing this from time to time will help you renew your sense of enthusiasm for what it is you're doing. So it's okay to pat yourself on the back once in a while. This journey isn't an easy one, and it's only a relatively small number of individuals who actually reach their desired goal of creating a successful side business. So if you're on this journey and you're still plugging away and haven't given up yet, then congratulations, because you're actually ahead of about 90% of the people who also started this same journey but have already given up, and that's something to be proud of. So don't dismiss it. Alright, enough talking. I'll let you enjoy the rest of this video in peace and quiet. Okay, so hopefully a few of these tips will help you to feel a little less overwhelmed while you're building your side business. Now, if you have your own tips for relieving stress, let me know in the comments section below, because I'm pretty sure all of us would love to hear them. If you like this type of video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up to let me know that you want to see more videos just like it. And if you're new to my channel and you're not quite sure what it's all about, then be sure and check out my playlist on how to monetize your hobby. You can find a link to it right here. Until next time, take care.